My name is Dennis Hogan, and I want to welcome you all here to Lone Elk Park. And what we're going to talk about is a buffalo. This animal could stand 6 feet tall at the shoulder. They can run as fast as a horse. They're very agile. They can move very, very quickly.
It's one of the special Sunday programs at St. Louis County's Lone Elk Park. It begins with a short talk in the shelter, followed by a hike to see the things you can pretty much only see here: deer, elk, and especially the buffalo, or more properly, bison. Most people take the drive along the loop road in hopes of catching sight of the huge animals that once filled the American continent. But you can't leave your car, not unless Dennis Hogan is leading the way.
All right, let's go.
Today's program is entitled Buffalo Hunt. But the first stop was for the elk, which had gathered just outside the shelter.
But I don't know that he's eating grass right now. What else do you think?
Acorns?
Maybe? Acorns, exactly. They eat a lot of acorns this time of the year.
On some Sundays, there will be a couple of dozen people, but today it was pretty much a personal tour for Bob MacArthur, his twin 4.5-year-old sons Michael and Peter, and their friend Mark. Their interests seemed to focus less on elk and buffalo and more on how many sticks they could gather. But that's fine, because no matter what the theme of the program, for many people, it's just about being outside.
We'll do a couple of special programs a year, and we'll talk about the buffalo, how at one time it had great numbers, maybe as many as 70 million animals, and how they almost went extinct. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then we want the people to kind of experience a little something different than what they're going to experience in their automobile. The rounder ones are more of the buffalo, and you can see the deer was actually the points.
They call it a buffalo hunt for good reason, because there is a chance you will return without having seen any.
Yeah, it looks like they're up on top of the hill now. But you look straight up the top of the hill where you see the sky way at the top of that hill. Right up through there, you see some dark objects. It looks like they're laying down. Do you see it, Michael? Do you see it, Mark? Right up there in between that tree?
Even the Parks Department guide is only going to let you get so close to the buffalo, and he's only half joking when he gives his advice.
And if I say run, run.
The elk, though, will often hang around the parking lot and the picnic area. And that can be a problem, because while they're used to people, people aren't always used to them. Hogan says one woman actually asked him if she could put her children on top of one of the elk as if it were a pony, so she could take some pictures. Well, at least she asked before trying.
To be quite honest, every couple of years somebody does get injured by the elk. But, you know, what you find out, it's not the elk's fault. They're only responding as a wild animal would. They have two choices. One is to charge and one is to flee. And it just depends upon their mood and also what the person's doing.
And so today's buffalo hunt program at Lone Elk Park comes to an end. The visitors learned a bit about wildlife, got in a hike and fresh air, had a close encounter with the elk, a glimpse of the buffalo, and maybe best of all, a whole armload full of sticks.
Gonna